Hello everybody! Before we get started, I just wanted to tell you that this is hashtag safe space, hashtag no judgment. Anyways, my name is Rachel, and I want to talk to you about something that most people you meet would never say. I am proud to be overweight. Did you hear me? P-R-O-U-D. I'm big and beautiful. Boys like me, and I'm better than skinny girls because there's simply more of me. Anyways, I didn't always used to feel this way, and I'm sure that many of my chubby sisters might not be as confident. So today I wanted to open up a little about my journey. Growing up, I had a loving family, and since my father was from Louisiana, food was our biggest passion. Other kids were always very jealous because their parents forced them to eat salad when I was eating ice cream. When they were drinking water, I was drinking a milkshake. In my home, we loved three things: salt, grease, and sugar, and we deep fry literally everything. My mother would advocate to include veggies in our meals, which was my personal favorite. My dad knew how to make the tastiest things. He would remove the pit from an avocado, replace it with a fistful of lard, put the avocado back together by wrapping it in bacon, rolling it in sea salt, and then deep frying it. Obviously, with these eating habits, we didn't exactly look like toothpicks. But compared to the other people at our church, we didn't even consider ourselves to be overweight. The people at our church and our community were so morbidly obese that they had to drive everywhere on scooters or electric wheelchairs. Some people were even bedridden. So, by comparison, we were actually rather fit. When we visit Walmart a few times a week for Mountain Dew shopping, we always walked. When we ordered our Starbucks, we'd never order extra whipped cream or more than 1 or 2 cookies. Honestly speaking, we've always felt good and healthy. However, this impression did not last forever. When I was 13 years old, my father got a new job in California, which was super exciting to me. We'd be close to Disneyland and all of the movie stars. When we first arrived to our new house, I couldn't believe how different everything was. It never rained, and it was sunny all of the time. But the people were superficial and terrible. My first day at school was a nightmare. People called me unthinkable names, and the other girls were dressed in fancy brand name clothing like Abercrombie and Fitch or The Gap. I tried to do everything I could to get them to like me. I even started pretending to be someone who I wasn't by dressing like them and wearing makeup. One day, someone smeared butter on my locker. Another day, when I was on the school bus, a thermos from my lunchbox spilled and all of the kids started yelling, "Ew, Rachel peed in her pants." Ultimately, it was a lost cause. The real reason I was excluded from the cool kids was because I looked different, and there was nothing I could do to change that. My mother told me that if they wanted to accept me for who I was, they were not worth my time. She also said that those kids did not have any real values. I started to become depressed. I tried to go on a diet, and things got so bad that my parents decided to put me into a private school that had zero tolerance for bullying. From the first day, I knew that I found my people. Everyone was kind to me, and no one cared about how other people looked. The school also had some thoughtful new rules we needed to embrace called political correctness. This was done to ensure that you didn't accidentally offend anyone by saying things that you thought were innocent, but are actually every bit as bad as when someone made fun of my weight. The school actually taught me that because I'm white, I have privilege, and that I should feel ashamed of my heritage because I might take a job that a minority couldn't get. I was also particularly surprised to learn that my father had something called male privilege. That meant that he could earn twice as much as my mother for doing the exact same job. I started to see that with all of the real problems in the world, I was really being selfish by feeling sorry for myself in my old school. I had to use my energy to fight all of the wrong in the world, so I shaved my head and became a social justice warrior. I also started telling people that I was proud of my body and that if they had a problem with it, they should check their privilege. My parents didn't accept the new me because I no longer wanted to go to church with them. I refused to eat meat and I was furious with my father over his privilege. I thought about all of the times he went to work. It was like he was taking money out of a woman's hand. What's even worse is that my father works on oil drilling and there are 0 women who work with him, proving that women are oppressed. After that, the same people who would have made fun of me had no chance, as I'd chuck them on their privilege like a sledgehammer to the face. They would attempt to disprove the truth with statistics and other stupid arguments, but I'd just remind them of their privilege and they would always shut up pretty quickly. In the worst case scenarios, when I saw something really wrong, like a man trying to open a door for a woman, I'd take out my phone to start recording him, threatening them that I'd out them to the media. 99% of the time, people apologize to me for their microaggression and go about their day. Justice served. But the best part of it all is that I feel good in my skin. As long as they are not privileged, people from all walks of life are beautiful. When I go to the beach, I wear a bikini. When I'm eating chocolate cake, I make sure it's with chocolate frosting. And when I visit my doctor, I warn her in advance not to make a single comment about my weight, because even in the medical context, fat shaming is wrong. Thanks guys for listening to my story. Please make sure you subscribe to Real Life Stories, and feel free to post your opinions in the comment section below.